Welcome to Steam Next Fest, where you can check out a new batch of demos from hundreds of upcoming games on.
We interrupt the Steam Next Fest to hype up some games that you need to know about. Hey, what is going on? Hope you're enjoying Steam Next Fest. I know that I am, but I have two games I need to put on your radar that came out in the last couple of weeks. Two games that I have been so excited to play, and they are out, and I've been playing them along with all the other Steam Next Fest demos I've been talking about. It's interesting to note that the duality of both these games, because it shows like the plethora of what games have to offer and kind of the vibe I'm feeling in the moment. So the first game I have up is a game called Knight, and it's developed by PlaySide, and the description says it is an ultra-responsive, arcade-inspired isometric action shooter. Condemned to eternal sufferance deep within the voids of an eldritch arena, you must wield an arsenal of devastating weaponry to obliterate swarms of otherworldly horrors and master the demon within. So fun. I played this actually in the last iteration of Steam Next Fest back in June, so over the summer, and I've been anticipating for this game to come out, and now it is out, and I've been playing it, and it is so much fun. It's actually been kicking my butt. There are a series of levels, and I'm really only on the second one, so you can imagine how difficult this can be if you've just been going at it and I feel like I've been kind of banging my head against the wall, but it is still fun nonetheless. So what exactly are you doing in Knight? Well, you're literally looking at it right now. You are going through each part of the level, and it's actually really cool how isometric each section of each level goes as you clear the floors of each of these bug-like demonic entities that you're killing. It's almost like a top-down version of what Doom would be if it was like a horde mode or something like that. But you have several weapons at your disposal that you can use. So you have pistols, which actually emulate kind of the style of what a Gears of War used to be, because you have active reloads, and so your pistols will run out of bullets and require reloading, and each time you have an opportunity to do what's called an active reload. And so with your shoot pistols, you do something at the right time. When you do the active reload, you get the overdrive, which basically allows you to shoot faster bullets depending on what type of gun you are using, and there are different types of guns to be able to collect within this game. You also can do a thing called a Wraith Absorb, which absorbs the certain blood gems that you're seeing on the ground, which increases a bar, which allows you to do what's called a Wraith Burst, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. You can also do this sword, which will allow you to do a sword spin, and each sword that you collect gives a certain amount of gives you a certain ability with the sword. With the sword I'm using on the screen right now, that gives you the ability to just do a giant spin, and as you use your sword, you will get ammo for your heavy weapon, which is the next weapon that you have in your arsenal. And there are a series of heavy weapons, and they are the key to defeating harder enemies and giving you a little bit of breathing room, which gives you a certain amount of attacks, being like a giant machine gun or a grenade launcher or just a big old rocket launcher. So you have heavy weapons, which you can reload the ammo by using your sword. And there's also an amount of sword charges that will go up, which allows you to do a sword ultimate, which I don't know if you'll see that in this, because it actually takes a while to increase that level as well. But it's basically like a giant screen wipe with the sword, which is also really cool when actually you get to do it. If you've been playing the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And as you're killing each enemy, you will get certain gems. The blood gems increase your kill power, which kill power increases the amount of damage and also the amount of speed that you're going at. So as this bar that you're seeing up at the top here, as increases, your attack and your movement speed increases. And it is all about momentum as you build up your kill level, as you increase in the amount of things that you are killing. And you also increase your score. It's very much a score-based game as well. There's also a leaderboard you can get, so each time you die, you can see where you rank on the leaderboard. And you can also do this thing called a Wraith Burst. So what a Wraith Burst does is, as you charge up and as you gain more blood gems, it increases your Wraith bar, which allows you to expend this basically like a supercharged, just ultra wide, just screen wiping type of attack, which allows you to explode enemies. You see the blue enemies up there that have what's called a demon carapace, and it does it, and it explodes all of their enemies, and it drops health gems. And so that's also important for you to maintain, because you want to be able to gain health, because you will get hit a lot if you're not being able to dash, which you also do have an amount of dashes. And so there's just a lot of different mechanics. There's a lot of loadouts that you can get. You can get different armors, different swords, different pistols, different heavies that have different strengths and weaknesses depending on the build that you want to do with the run that you're doing. So a lot of fun, but again, it is kicking my butt. I've been having a blast with this game, even though it has been kicking my butt. But I urge you, if you haven't played this game, definitely check it out. Definitely wishlist it. Definitely check out Kill Knight. And on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, we have a game that I talked about in the February edition of Steam Next Fest, and that is called Europa, which is developed by Helder Pinto and published by Future Friends Games. And if you don't know who Helder Pinto is, he is a very well-known developer who decided to go off on his own and spend the next 7 years creating this beautiful game. So on the moon of Europa, the description says, a lush terraformed paradise in Jupiter's shadow, an android named Z sets out in search for answers, run, glide, and fly across the landscape, solve mysteries in the ruins of a fallen utopia, and discover the story of the last human alive. This game is incredible and has so much beauty. The music is so calming and relaxing. This is one of those games that I can just play at the end of a day when I'm super stressed out and I just need to calm myself, and I could just go into Europa, solve a little bit of puzzles, listen to some music, jump and glide with my little robot friend named Z, and listen to some awesome narration. You're essentially going from point A to point B in the land of Europa, and you're collecting these logs from your father by the name of Adam, and he serves as the narration and also serves as the driving plot point, which gives you a little bit of backstory of what has been going on in Europa. And you're essentially just exploring. You're going throughout this world, you're flying, you're using your pack by the name of Zephyr, which stores all this energy, which allows you to levitate and glide, what allows you to interact with certain elements within the puzzle, be it opening a switch or dodging various things, which there are things that you also need to avoid. There's enemies that will attack you. So it's not all fun, sunshine and roses. There is a little bit of puzzle solving. There's a little bit of avoiding obstacles, but it's not the most difficult game by any stretch of the imagination. But what I love about this game, like I said, is it is so beautiful to look at. It is so much fun to just explore. There's so much beauty in this. And when I played the demo the first time during that Steam Next Fest, I was like, I love this game so much and I cannot wait for it to come out. Kept seeing it throughout threads. I was like, man, this needs to come out soon, and it finally came out. It actually came out on October the 11th, and it's already receiving so many good reviews. In fact, I'm gonna leave you a video of my buddy Cognitive Clips, who put out a fantastic video essay on Europa, so check that out. Put that link in the description. Cognitive Clips is someone that you need to subscribe to because he puts out great video essays and is just an overall kind human being. So love everything you're doing over there, Clips, Mr. Clips. So yeah, put a link to the description of that video. But yeah, I love this game. I love that you're just exploring, you're understanding the backstory. It's also a little sketchbook that you get as Z that will sketch out the wildlife as you go throughout, which is interesting because everything is more terraformed to mimic what Earth would be like, but everything is more robotic. And even Z himself is an android, so you see these more robotic like creatures that would mimic maybe a bird or a butterfly or just any type of thing that we would find out in Earth. So really interesting concept to dive into, and by the time that this video comes out, I will have finished the game. But as of now, as of recording, I'm still in it, still enjoying my experience. But man, this is such a fun game. It's already going to be on my list of favorite games of the year because I've been vibing with it so much and it's been so anticipated. But I wanted to bring these games here to you today so you get an understanding of how awesome these games are. And if you've been playing them already, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't played them already, if they've been sitting on your wish list for a while, and if you're wanting to pull the trigger, please let me know if you're going to, and let me know if this video kind of sent you over the edge for that, or if you're just going through all the demos of Steam Next Fest before you decide to make that decision. But wanted to put those on your radar. Be sure to check out Kill Knight and Europa. I will put a link to both of those games in the description of this video. And shout out to the devs at Playside and Future Friends Games for providing me keys for both of these games for me to show off for you today. I'm gonna head back into Steam Next Fest and to grow my ever-growing wish list because it is growing so much and there's so many games to play and not enough time. But be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more indie game content from me. Of course, I will be back whenever Steam Next Fest is up and talk about the games that I have been playing personally. And be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Again, like I said, my name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.